you can go back to July of last year all the way through till now and ask where the luck has shown up. Now, this is high fertility, right? This is like flowing to the house of conception. This is a house of childbirth, also grandchildren. Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is June 2026, and this is your astrology forecast. We're looking at that movement of Chiron finally leaving that work and health house and changing and shifting everything for you for the first time since 2019. At the same time, we're also opening up a door to a new 7-year story. We'll dive into that. Most importantly, it is the luckiest month of 2026 as a greater and lesser benefics, Jupiter and Venus, join together in Cancer and really exalt or highlight your success, your luck, your fortune, especially when it comes to being aligned with purpose, but also connected to just an all over lucky 4-leaf clover and horseshoe. Good for fertility, good for grandchildren, but good for you. So we're going to dive into how Scorpio this looks in your chart and what to do with this golden energy. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lori Lothian. We're using Western tropical zodiacal sign houses, fixed stars, and minor asteroids, and we are not doing sidereal. This is not Vedic astrology. If you're new to astrology or new to my channel, welcome. Best to listen for your sun sign if you're listening for career and purpose. Moon sign is your feelings and thinkings about your life, but also your home and nest. And the rising sign is your simulation avatar. It's not the real you. It's the character you play in the game of life. However, your sun is the true you. It shines through the character. And after the age of 45, a lot of us feel the solar part of our chart, our sun sign, becomes more accurate for forecasting. But listen for both sun and rising, and then secondarily or lastly for moon. Let's get started, shall we? Before I do, I'm in celebration mode. This is my party dress. I love this dress. With a little girl, I would have loved it. And I'm celebrating with capital CELEBRAT code for you and me, 40% off every course I've taught. I think I'll probably have at least a couple of dozen courses at lorilothian.com ready for you to grab with that 40% off code through to the end of June. If you want to grab like finding your past lives in the chart, finding your spouse in the chart, finding your family in your chart, finding your natural gifts and talents in the chart, those kinds of courses are available. They're about 2 hours each, and I've taught them before. You get the replay and the documents that go with the class as well. lorilothian.com, my new website. It's where all my stuff is housed at this point. Well, let's get going. Oh yeah, I'm teaching a Chiron webinar class. Please look for that. Chiron, 3rd week of June. Big deal. Moving into Taurus, we'll have a couple hour webinar, understanding deeply what to do with this new energy for our signs. And you might also want to check out the Divine Timing Masterclass. If you catch wind of this before the last weekend in May, for example, I have my last class of 5 intermediate level timing tools, and you might still want to get in, grab that class as a la carte, come live, go to the Q&As, or grab the whole Divine Timing Masterclass as a kind of self-study bundle. Check out the description box below for codes for that as well. Guys, Scorpios, mystic poets of the zodiac, and your still waters run so darn deep. Welcome to this story of you. I'm going to show you the sky, and we're going to knock it out of the park in 30 minutes. And we're going to go through it like day by day by day by day, day by day, day by day. Na, 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 na. That's an old song. I think it would be the 70s, day by day. Na, 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 day by day. All right. I'm getting giddy from recording back to back, and I'm moving in May. So it's a lot of work. I'm moving my house and recording videos and teaching a class. So stay with me here. Mercury starting off the month is going to, and you can see this is where the big luck bomb is coming, but we'll get to that. And this is where Chiron's transiting over from your 6th house here to a new story for 7 years. Let's talk about the beginning of the month. Just before we move into June, last couple of days of May and bleeding a little into June 1st is Mercury sextiling Chiron. Now, the energy is of grand finale with a positive ending. You're kind of getting over this energy of Chiron here since 2019, February, maybe feeling wounded in your health, in your work and livelihood, not being inspiring or on purpose, and maybe even being wounded around the loss of pets or even rental properties that have been suboptimal, etc. Chiron's leaving here to test the waters this month of Taurus, and you're leaving that old story behind, but you will feel this means something to you. And it can do with debts. It may have to do with like debts you hold or debts that are owed to you. Think about credit cards, loans, mortgages, things you pay off, pay down, and a positive turning point moment. Okay, like refinancing a property, or if someone owes you money and they pay it back, or there's a change in your debt structures that you consider positive, because even the Chironic moon has been in the house of debts, and some of you may have gone through some difficult periods with financing, banks, loans, mortgages, credit cards, etc. Now, or someone owes you money and they're never paying it back. So something good is trying to happen with Mercury in the house of chunky money in his own kingdom, and allowing for the reconstitution of something good around indebtedness as a general principle. That's my likely guess on the vibe of the last couple of days of May and the beginning of June. On the 2nd of June, the sun will sextile your Saturn. These two planets are in a harmonious communion in a money and banking, loans and mortgages, investments, inheritance house, connected to, of course, Saturn and a debts house. Now, again, Sun, Uranus here, and also Pluto in the 4th house can bring unexpected, surprising news that you're entitled to money from a family member, or a divorce settlement or spousal support. Kaboom. And you have this information or news that can allow for success in refinancing or just a debt relief of some kind or financial relief of some kind. That's what I'm getting off of that Sun sextile Saturn. You've been working hard. You've been working at Sun here will give you a lot of hard work over the next until April of 2020. Or you might feel constrained, constricted, or isolated in the workplace, or maybe you're going to be moving away from the colleagues and coworkers for some reason into some isolation around work. That's the vibe till 2025. But this is bringing you that chunky money, excitement, relief. This could be an ill, elder, frail, cognitively impaired individual, father figure, who is going to experience a challenge to their health, and you might be invited to get your trust account or some financial money coming from that person. That's a possibility. Well, we can move past that and talk about, and the sun is the ruler of your career house, and it could open up doors of career opportunity and job and work opportunity regarding money that you don't earn. Okay, grants, stipends, commissions, sign-on bonus, severance packages. My son, paternity leave. He's going to be a dad this summer. That kind of thing. Scorpio rising. When we go to the 3rd of June, we see Mercury flowing to the north node of fate and squaring Neptune. Well, let's talk about the square to Neptune as well, because that is its own hot mess. Mercury, Neptune square starts building as early as June 1st, but you're feeling it more exact and hitting the mark around June 2nd, 3rd. The energy is something about a clarifying of something that might have been foggy or confusing or nebulous that you couldn't quite see clearly around your health, around work, around pets, around debts, around rental property. Now, because Mercury is in a conversation of a square, it means information or news or understanding is coming that might require you to take action and make decisions at this juncture, the first 3 days of June. What I also like is that the Jupiter and Venus are up here, very highly lucky, benefic energy. So it could be an unexpected opportunity that you are welcoming, and it's not actually all that bad. You're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. It could involve property and rentals, for example, and it could also, and luck, and it could also involve matters to do with childbirth and structures and forms and clarity. Childbirth meaning somebody has to be pregnant, or some difficult circumstances that need decisions legally, contractually to do with work, and think human resource departments here as well. And you're going to have to clear it up and figure out what what's on the dotted line, right? Like what's the fine print here. And the trine to the north node, however, is very powerful and very positive, because Mercury sextiles the north and trines the south and trines the north node. He forms this beautiful wedge. Ultimately, it could lead to a letting go of a particular income source or job direction as you move towards more entrepreneurial, creative, and self-directed energies in lucky, fortunate ways. And it could even open up educational opportunities as well as professional opportunities that want to move you into some new, more inspired, creative, and artistic professional fulfillment of some kind, any kind of fulfillment. It can include writing, it can include art, music, just being more juiced up there. And some of you may entertain educational directions as well to support that new professional educational direction to support that new excitement. But also, it's just that old North Node, right? Something destined and good wants to happen in the house of good fortune. And for a few of you, you could win some money here. Yeah, I'm not saying overdo the lottery ticket stories, but you could come into some wins of some sort. Good fortune. As you look at the 9th of the month, that's the big luck that's coming. Your luck starts here, as I think the thumbnail will say. It's Venus and Mercury, lesser and greater benefic, joining where Venus and Jupiter, where Jupiter is exalted in your 9th house. Now, listen here a bit, okay? Take notes. This happened last July. This is not usual. Most often, once every 12 years, Jupiter and Venus join together in the sign of his exaltation, once every 12 years. But this is a double dip. So it happened last July. It's happening again this June at different degrees. And the point is that you can go back to July of last year all the way through till now and ask where the luck has shown up. Now, this is high fertility, right? This is like flowing to the house of conception. This is a house of childbirth, also grandchildren. So it's feasible that some of you had more grandchildren show up, or you got pregnant with your partner. My son got pregnant with his partner. There also is a feeling like the gods are looking out for you and good luck will happen up here. This is visas and passports. And he was waiting for a year and a half to get his new passport because of a technical glitch in his application in Canada. Let's not go into it, guys. Anyway, it finally came through. This opened up the luck of the passport that was finally delivered to the kid, in his 30s. And this energy is also just very much about knowledge and wisdom and spiritual truth, and flowing to the house, the Dharma house of the 5th and the 1st. So there's a deeper sense that last year and now through the next year that follows this reset button that's going to happen on June the 9th, you're actually trying to deeply align with purpose. And if purpose means going to school or education directions that are going to change, you'll do it. For some of you, you might also find love. If you're single, right? Love arrives from foreigners and foreign places and foreign people, or church and synagogue settings, spiritual community, or settings connected to higher education, and kaboom, you're struck by love. So you can fall in love under this. Venus exalts your romance and childbearing and fertility and creative house. So it's very good for you. It's all Dharma trined out and it's lovely. So look for another year of rolling with that success story. For goodness sakes, my son could have a second child within a year under this journey that he's on. Also, lastly, gurus, spiritual guides. That's Jupiter in the 9th house of spiritual ideology and religious belief. And so it can open up, especially with Venus, a very divine feminine approach to spirituality, but also maybe female spiritual guides and teachers that you might be reading their books, or you might be seeing them in person. Take your pick. It's opening up the mystical, more magical, and more spiritual part of who you are as well. Venus rules your spiritual liberation to the full Buddhahood, 12th house moksha. So this is a very big spiritual energy for all of you Scorpios last year till now, and then one more year ahead. Look for acute luck, like precision luck, and very positive information or news coming at you as well. And that could come from, headhunters, human resource departments, grandchildren having luck, luck around fertility, pregnancy, and birth, all of those stories. And that's going to be very specifically true on the 9th of the month, a day or two before and after, to give it some latitude. On the 10th of the month, we are going to have the energy of Mercury in a square to a debilitated Saturn. Mercury is in your Cancer sky, and I think that that's going to look a lot like, he's kind of mute. They call him mute here, but some subtle news, information, or understanding. It could involve legal matters. This is also good for winning in court and legal cases, by the way, next year, this year, the year behind us, this combination. Mercury, Saturn, realistic, sober-minded, hard, difficult information, discussions, or conversations involving work, career, job, pets, debts. However, legal systems, human resource departments, bureaucratic red tape connected maybe to the work environment, and something about, it doesn't have to be bad because Mercury's with the 2 lucky planets. It just might be difficult. It could involve paperwork to do a job. You have like a sense that you're impatiently wanting to get something to push through the other end of what I would call bureaucratic hot mess, right? And so your communication could be what we're seeing, and you get the ability to communicate in a most tonally beautiful way with that kind of almost lawyer mind to get what you need and want out of that debt, work, pet, rental, energetic house. Venus squaring Chiron in the grand finale of the last story. Is that what we're seeing? No, Chiron. Yes. 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 So what happens is Chiron's anaretic, kind of completing the sixth house narrative that I described earlier. Venus is moving into also the anaretic degree on the June 12th, 29 degrees, big square here. June 12th is pretty exact. Give it a day or two around that. And there's something about the wounds of debts, the wounds of pets, the wounds of rental property, homes, the wounds of matters connected to your, I mean, even wounded tenants. My son had a boarder in his house who was an alcoholic at one point and had asked him to leave. So you know what I mean? The wounded tenancy arrangements, the wound of your work not being aligned with your purpose and talents. And there's Venus squaring the wound for action and decisions that must be made. You know, I often see this ending up like guides, advisors, guidance counselors, mentors, giving you some kind of push shove around it, or even human resource departments. This could be good energy, lucky energy that helps heal that wound and change it up for you and move you in a better and more yummy direction. You know, Jupiter will move into your 10th house June 30th and be there for a year. And that's going to be golden career luck and opportunities. And so you might be finishing a time of long suffering, non-being on purpose, career direction, work direction, and move into a new arta time of greater money, greater ease, greater flow, greater success, and greater joy in a fire trine to your second and sixth. So we'll talk about that when that happens. I'll have a special video on that. It's a big, big deal. Now, Venus sextiles Uranus. Well, we also have a Gemini new moon. It's a really interesting time on June the 14th. So on June the 14th, and you'll start to feel it on the 13th with Venus, we have a new beginning, new moon in Gemini. It will be around 24 degrees. And it's a new beginning in your chunky money house. So you could come into inheritances in surprising, shocking ways. You could get a spousal separation agreement that looks really good on you. It brings you more wealth from the family or your spousal situation. And because Venus, the Lord of your marriage house, this is definitely spousal separation agreements for some of you. This is going to favor you as a new beginning that surprises you and benefits you financially. But Venus on this new beginning, new moon in the chunky money house, right, which can be inheritance, spousal support, a commission check, could be a professional advancement, right, unexpected perk in the workspace where you're getting money from the boss or the work or the company in a way that is better than you thought you were going to get. You're pleasantly surprised. Let me use my son. They're going to give him more pay for longer as paternity leave kicks in than he thought he was going to get. You know what I mean? Just a nice, sweet surprise on the money front connected to the professional front. At the same time, though, Venus, we're talking about the 13th, 14th, and 15th, is opposite Pluto. Now there's like the power of love and the love of power. There could be some unearthing of deep secrets from your family of origin. Venus is also ruling the house of hospitals. At a hospital bed, unearthing of a deep secret connected to your childhood, to a parental figure, to growing up. Maybe there would be an unearthing of wealth, like a treasure chest connected to your family of origin, your family line. Your spouse can be involved in this because Venus rules your house of spouse, and they're digging up some wealth or money coming off of their family line that they're entitled to as well. If you're married, that could be the truth of that. Okay. Certainly, family secrets can be spilled under this kind of sky, unearthed and brought into the high noon of the light of day for inspection, so everyone can benefit from knowing what's true and real, including family of origin secrets around divorce and marriage and family line. Tell me what happens. I love to hear back. Scorpios, you love investigating what's under that rock. Yeah, you might find out. Are you looking for a soulmate? Are you single? On the 17th of June, you could find your soulmate. Why? Well, because Venus is love bombing Neptune and Neptune's love bombing Venus. This is divine complement soulmate love. How would you meet this person? Well, technically, probably at high noon. You could meet at somebody else's wedding. You can meet at a big event like a bar mitzvah, christening, a funeral, or you can meet at like social big rites of passage events. You could meet in the work setting, in the job and career setting. So soulmate love wants to find single Scorpios at a theater near you. Look for love, especially that will commit, because Venus exalts the romance, and she's the owner of your love and commitment. Some of you with Mars and Taurus here might be feeling distant or argumentative or separate from, and literally be separate from your significant other, May 19th to June 28th, right? So you might have been going through it already. Something good, though, is trying to happen when Venus spends a long time in your 10th house. She'll be here June 13th to July the 8th. Well, Mercury in Cancer started up for you, FYI, your 9th house of legal court matters, passports, visas, education. Mercury started up here June 1st and doesn't leave because of late June retrogradation until August the 9th. So that's a lot of Mercury here. I don't know. You could be doing a lot of contractual negotiating legally about stuff. Okay, so let's go back to Venus and the story I'm trying to say. Soulmate love, right? Where are you guys grooving? If you're single, this brings a beautiful energy. If you're not single, you get your dream job, you get your dream job offer, opportunity, situation emerging for you around the 17th of June. And Venus can translate the dream job if she wants to foreign lands and distant shores, right? So it's quite sweet. Let's see what happens. The Sun sextiles Chiron. Chiron crosses the boundary and moves into Taurus, time zone dependent, the 19th or 20th of the month. So Chiron is now in your 7th house. This can bring wounds of love, commitment, and marriage, but also feeling that your partner is wounded. Now, unfortunately, you're living with this for 7 years. This is testing the job, that front, giving it a testing run until September 17th. So there's kind of like, okay, sorry to say, your partner could be very challenged, feeling wounded, having health challenges. There's a vibe there, and it begins to open up June 19th to September 17th. Like, I'll use my kid doesn't mind. I asked him as an example. His wife is having a baby, the first child. She's going to be exhausted, overwhelmed. Postpartum depression happens. I had a case of it, sort of. I didn't know what I had wrong with me. I think I just had sleep depression on the first one. So she may feel the wounded partner, right? Having the child, being a new mom, it's going to overlap with this story through to mid-September. So it's just that you will start to see, Scorpio, that your partners seem wounded, your clients seem wounded, your audience seems wounded to you. Okay. Or you're going to start bringing in shamans, guides, mentors, and healers into your life over the next 7 years, engaging with those types of people, right? Now, Chiron here is going to get love from the sun crossing into your 9th house, which is your childbirth house. I'm losing you on the ascensional times. Okay, let's get us back. So when this, oh, you got to be kidding me. I said day. I did say day. Fuck, excuse my language. I did say day. Let's shift it to day and move us forward and pay attention. Sun moves on July 21st solstice into Cancer, high noon. Sun is high in the sky. This is the energy of something that wants to show you really fortunate luck connected to international themes, book publishing, education, foreign travel, childbirth, labor and delivery, and all of that. And the sun, as the sun is sitting up here, is in a beautiful cooperative energy to Chiron. So there could be a lot of positive healing going on in the life of a spouse or significant other. And there's also the possibility that you could get a beautiful opportunity with a shaman or a guide or a mentor to be mentored by that person. This is a house of guides and mentors, spiritual teachers. And so look for that kind of person to enter into your life for the first time, probably around the 21st of June. Of course, this would be a midwife as well, or a doula type energy as well, for those of you who are having children. On the 24th the sun is shining in the house of labor and delivery. And it's flowing to the north node of fate. And it's indicating, so some of you, this could be going into labor and delivery. Yeah. Some of you, or your partner. Yep. News that you're going to be a grandparent and one of your children is pregnant as well may emerge off of this solar energy around the 21st of the month. The 24th of the month, sun trines the north node and sextiles the south node. And it's a nice little destiny love up that only happens once every 18 years kind of vibe, or maybe twice in 18 years. So the North Node of Fate and the South Node are here. And what the Sun is doing, most particularly on the 24th, give or take a day, is activating it. The Sun is the ruler of your career space. Some of you are going to increase your success professionally, but you're moving into fifth house career destined directions. That's creative, artistic, and entrepreneurial. And it can involve writing and book publishing as well. And this will be a nice glow, destined glow of worldly success in those areas of your life. On the 25th of the month, Venus will trine Saturn. Love and money is Venus, and Saturn is enduring, lasting, and perseverant. But it's flow, so it should work well. The 25th of the month, where Venus is in your career space, loving you up. She'll be here, as I mentioned already, June 13th to July 8th. Great for applying for a job, getting raises, promotions, being celebrated in your work, looking good in front of the world in your work. Good for weddings. Venus is up there and she is flowing in a gorgeous trine to Saturn. And maybe the fire trine is telling you all that hard work and all that grind and all that enduring energy that you're putting into work itself is going to look like a resulting success, resulting into something positive. Not too bad as well if you have to sign a contract or agreement regarding properties for rental, or contracts and agreements regarding job situations. Saturn has fallen, I know, but he's still Saturn. He wants to structure something, and Venus is giving him the potential to do that. And this could be a lot of, like, where the Sun is sitting, involve paperwork and human resources and bureaucracies and administrative stuff to do with work, career, job, maybe rental property as well. That's what I got for you. And then lastly, two more things left. Mars sextiles Jupiter, and then we have a full moon in Cap. Now, Mars and Jupiter in a sextile is a completion energy. We have a lot of endies this month, anaretic degrees. So Mars will complete his long stay in your seventh house. Your partner probably was grumpy, basically, for 6 weeks. And kaboom, he's going to hit 29 degrees. He's going to flow to Jupiter, 29 degrees. They're both crossing the sign boundary. Jupiter will give you career luck for a year. Mars will help you slice through your financial chunks of money, possibly bring an inheritance. But before any of that happens, you want to finalize something. Fertility, pregnancy, childbirth, spouse, long-term relationship, partners in business and clients and customers, and a positive opportunity emerging that requires action and decisions, and probably contracts, agreements, and negotiations, and very likely connected to career more than anything. And yet, because Saturn is disciplined and responsible and sober, it's also about realistic and measured energies, okay? They consider the value of time and how much time you have for this opportunity and whether or not it's right for you. I think it is right for you, but make sure you check the fine print on a time commitment, that you know how much time it will take for this opportunity. And my son is how much time you can take off for paternity leave. Full moon, Capricorn, 8 degrees. Let's talk. You had a new moon back in, December, January, 6 months earlier. You planted a new seed in your Capricorn sky. The moon is full right down here. It will be 8 degrees, benefiting Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising in about the 5 to 11 degree range, really getting a nice boost from this moon. What did you want to fulfill that you wanted to start back in, late December into January? Because the new moon seeded shorter distance travel, success in marketing, selling, writing, communicating, teaching and learning, third house stories, success with siblings, success with the local neighborhood, neighbors, cousins, etc. So, there's something you planted a seed, and now the beanstalk is growing here. Because that moon is ruled by Saturn in the sign of Aries, and Saturn wasn't there during the new moon, it indicates a translation of this blossoming moon into matters to do with debts and work and debt relief. That Saturn trine Venus can be bringing debt relief, but it also could involve siblings, but it also could involve travel. It could also involve teaching, writing, marketing, and selling, fulfillment, completion, flowing to the nodes of fate. So the moon is applying to the North Node, by sign. So quite possibly there's something going on there that the moon says destined success as an artist, a performer, writer, an entrepreneur. Some of you might be looking at changing towards an entrepreneurial direction professionally over the course of the next 6 months. And the seeds, the fulfillment or the energy that takes you there begins to show its stuff to you on June the 29th. And then, of course, on the 30th, Jupiter jumps into your way up here house, your 10th house of career and worldly success and weddings, and Mercury heads retrograde. And we'll cover more of that story as we go into the July videos for your sign. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Check out my Patreon community to get everything here before you guys get it, early access, ad-free, right? And you also can check out my members-only community here where I do some occasional live streams as well as put extended content out that no one else can get, where I talk freely about world events and don't fear demonetization or censorship. And also, you might want to check out everything I do. And don't forget to celebrate with me 150,000 subscribers by using the code CELEBRATE, all caps, and getting any one of my 24 courses or more for 40% off. That sale will end, that celebration sale will end at the end of June. And I don't know, I guess I'll bring it back when I get 200,000 subscribers, maybe 6 or 8 months from now. Thanks, guys, for listening. Don't forget, I appreciate all of you, and I'm wishing you the luckiest month of May. Of the year in May. No, in June. Oh my God. I hope I started my video by saying June and not May because I'm recording in May. Eeks.
Lunatic astrology.